Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the co-owner and creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what the "Have a good weekend" text means, or even the phrase itself means if it's coming from an anxious, preoccupied person, a dismissive avoidant, a fearful avoidant, and a securely attached person. So, we're going to talk a little bit about this in more detail. So, I think everybody's been there before where maybe they're in a fight or not even a fight, but maybe just like a little bit of conflict. Things are rocky in the relationship, things aren't going perfectly. And there's this kind of like underlying tension or lack of resolution. And the partner says to you, okay, have a good weekend. And you were thinking, like, on the weekend, I was going to see you. Or maybe on the weekend, maybe during COVID and isolation, you had a plan for a Zoom chat or whoever, whatever it might be. And the person just says it's like Thursday or Friday evening, and they say, oh, have a good weekend. And you're going, oh my gosh, what does that mean? Well, it means different things from different attachment styles. And it's like the text of like what the person says versus what they mean. And this is not me here encouraging you to mind read because that's not a healthy thing to be doing in relationships. If you ever feel confused, the first thing you always want to do is simply ask for clarification. But if you're wondering like some of the patterns behind it, I can definitely tell you some of the patterns. So, first and foremost, for the fearful avoidant attachment style individual, when they say have a good weekend, what they usually really mean is I feel upset. I don't want to be vulnerable. I'm pulling back, but what I really want you to do is tell me that you want to see me and reach out to me and make an effort and fight for me to a certain degree. And in a way, it's sort of a test a lot of the time from the fearful avoidant because they're sort of testing to see, like, oh, do you want to go above and beyond for this relationship? Do I trust you not to leave when I push you away? Fearful avoidants do that fairly often. They push away, and part of the time it's because they're really emotionally triggered and charged, and they're trying to push you away as a subconscious strategy to push away the pain and suffering they associate with you, which is really just the fact that the relationship a lot of the time is a catalyst for bringing up old wounds or unresolved traumas, and that's what they're dealing with a lot on the inside, but they don't necessarily know that a lot of the time. And so you get into that position where you see this test coming out, and the pushing away can be from that triggering volatility, because of those unresolved traumas and wounds, or it can be because they're trying to see what you'll do. They're trying to see, okay, if I push you away, will you pull me in anyways? And I would say the vast majority of the time when you get those like have a good weekend and it's not an argument, it's just like underlying tension. That's usually what the person is looking for, to see if it'll take place. They're looking for somebody to say, no, but I want to see you this weekend. Like I want to spend time together this weekend. So that's fearful avoidance. Number two, anxious, preoccupied. Anxious, preoccupied, if they say have a good weekend, they are absolutely. They're not even testing. They are, I mean, it is testing still, but they are literally like what they actually mean is please validate me. Please reassure me. I'm at this point. By the time the anxious, preoccupied individual gets to the point where they say have a good weekend and they're trying to push back and push you away, they're already feeling so fragile and afraid on the inside. And they're really doing this as like a last resort to try to create some kind of stir within you, and they're looking for that stir. They're looking for some kind of emotional reaction to that as a form, as a subconscious strategy for validation, for connection, for reassurance. And so when they're saying that, they're really saying, I am completely lacking validation and I really need some right now. And I'm hoping to see some kind of emotional response in you because at least that gives me something. And so I do have a course inside of the school, by the way. It's like a whole course. It's a communication scripts course. And it's like, if you're in this position, it's how to actually ask for your needs to be met. And there's all these different like situations you might be in. And this is in there, and how you can actually relay your needs, how you can communicate your needs in a way that's going to get them met, seen, heard, and received. And so we talk about a whole bunch of different stuff in there, but you can check that out. And there's a link in the description box below. There's a coupon code with you, and it's 25% off. Like all access membership pass gives you access to everything, specifically in 3, 6, and 12-month bundles, and we have a money back guarantee. So the dismissive avoidant, what are they saying when they are going through that whole dynamic of saying, oh, have a good weekend? What does that mean? Well, they say have a good weekend, but what it means is actually, I'm feeling uncomfortable and I need to take space to self-soothe. And so when they say have a good weekend, they mean have a good weekend. And they're actually saying, I do need space. And usually what we'll find is fearful avoidance or anxious preoccupied, they would say have a good weekend because they want somebody to fight for them or to show up or to reassure them or validate them. And dismissive avoidance, they have a good weekend and they mean have a good weekend, I need space. And because we project from our perception, because we assume that people are going through what we would go through if we were doing that, often we'll see the person, the anxious or the fearful, come in and go, well, I do want to see you, and stand up and speak up about it, when actually the dismissive one usually really needs space. And I won't go through like a whole bunch of different scripts for different things, but if you're in that position, don't turn around and get more upset with a dismissive avoidant. Don't turn around and get more frustrated or consumed. Tell the dismissive avoidant, hey, I hear that what you're saying is that you need space right now. And I can totally understand that. I know it's been a tough time in our relationship lately. I would still love to see you if you're up for it at some point. If you can let me know in the next couple hours, that would mean a lot to me. And if you really just need space over the weekend, I can respect that too. And so what you're doing, and I have all these different scripts like that for all these different situations, and this is just one specific one, but if you're in that dynamic, and I'm totally going off topic because this is going somewhere else now, but if you're in that dynamic, what you're basically trying to say to the person saying have a good weekend is, I hear that you're expressing a need. I'm basically confirming to make sure that's what you're expressing. You're saying, I hear that, right? You're asking. And then you're also saying, I don't want that. This is where I stand. And I know why this is happening. I have understanding for why you have that need, which is really important. Dismissive avoidance very much need to be understood. And then you're saying, I'm also not going to wait around forever to hear. Like, I would like to see you. This is my stance. If you can let me know in the next couple hours, there's not pressure. I'm not putting you on the spot right now, but I'm not going to wait for, until Sunday and hope that I'm going to see you, and it's 2 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon and I'm just waiting. You're literally saying, hey, this is where I'm at right now. And I'm not going to just be left hanging in the gray area, but no pressure right away. Just let me know in the next couple of hours. So that's really important. And hopefully that sort of opens the door to feeling more comfortable expressing your needs more often, if that's something that you have to work on. And then lastly, the securely attached person, when they say have a good weekend, what they mean is have a good weekend. And sometimes that's because a securely attached person, if there is a rocky time, they can take a step back and think that that's good for the relationship. Okay, let's have a weekend apart. Let's reflect. Let's, take some space. And the vast majority of the time when they're doing that, they're just kind of investigating and sitting with it. That doesn't mean that they're taking space and they're on the way to breaking up, or they're on the way for the relationship to end. Securely attached individuals will just say, let's take space for a weekend and work through it. If this has been an ongoing theme where like every weekend there's been take space, or 2 out of the last 4 weekends every month, this is happening, then you can be alarmed. Then, okay, yeah, this is a pattern. And obviously the person's really starting to pull back in the relationship. If it's a one-time thing, a lot of people will jump to the conclusion that the securely attached person's on the way out the door, but that's not usually what's happening at all. It's usually just actually a point of reflection. So hopefully that all makes sense. Please ask me any questions you have about this in the comments below, and I will answer them. Thank you so much for watching, for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.